Welcome everyone to episode 15 of the Migtown podcast. Still alive. To me is Drexel, and also joining us is Brawly. Say hi, Brawly.
How you doing, everyone?
Well, I'm back from the dead.
He's alive and well.
Alive and well.
Hell yeah.
So we'll get into it soon enough, but here's a long story short. I had a pulmonary embolism that required emergency intervention. They've busted it out now, and it looks like I'll make a full recovery. Take some meds. Take this pill 2 times a day and call me never. That's kind of how it's gonna be from now on. So, yeah, I'm back. You guys almost got rid of me, but you ain't that lucky. So, but I wanted to bring in Brawly because I know Brawly stepped in, with very little notice. Stepped in, ran the show. We got the show out on time, mostly. And I mean, like I said, a pretty clean recording. I didn't really have to edit a whole lot. Now I didn't edit from my hospital bed. I actually did it. I was released on a Wednesday, and I edited Thursday. But yeah, I'm back. And Brawly, thank you so much for stepping in and doing that for us. Like I said, you had no notice whatsoever. But yeah, stepped in and stepped up, man. We appreciate it. Drex and I really appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Not a problem. Like I said, if you guys ever need anything, you always know you can count on me.
What a guy.
What a guy. That's the thing. Like you were talking, I listened, well, obviously I had to listen to your episode in order to edit it. Like you guys were talking about the difference between mooches and proper friends, good friends, right?
Yeah.
And you're talking about people who, the type of person who gives a shirt off their back to help someone in need. And we all know someone like that, right? I had a couple here in the city that, when they found out I was in the hospital, they reached out and they're like, anything you need, anything at all. You want me to drop something off? Because I know the hospital food is fucking shitty there. You want me to drop anything at all off? Just tell me. Just say the word. You don't need to give me money or anything. I'm happy to help. You have to be thankful for the good things you have in life. And we talk about a lot of serious stuff on this show, right? And we talk about a lot of not so serious stuff on this show. But at the end of the day, you are you, and you need people in your life that you can rely on.
Absolutely.
That is very true.
So anyway, that's my monologue. You guys can go back to hating me now. I'm fine. I'm gonna live.
I don't hate you, Tim.
Yeah.
Sometimes you get on my nerves, but friends friends do that from time to time. So
look at that brotherly love.
I don't think we could live together. We'll put it that way. We all have that best friend you grew up with, but if you had to live together for a week, you'd be at each other's fucking throats.
that is also
it really happens with chicks, though.
No, I mean, that's the thing is people you go out and meet, like especially school, right? If you were friends at school and you see each other every day at school, but the way you act there is not the way you act at home. And you are friends with the person who acts the way they do at school, but then you go to their house and they're like a completely different person. Like, no, that happens between guys as well.
I've seen it. I don't know. I know what you're saying. Me personally, it wasn't me. Like, I've told people like the Nick that people see on screen and the me they see on screen is basically it's the same person, in private. Yeah. But like I do know what you're saying.
Nick, I think is Nick in person is a lot less abrasive than he is on stream, though.
No, he's more demonstrative because, of course, he's speaking to a wide audience, right? Like, and Nick's normal voice is actually just like regular speaking voice. But of course, when he's on YouTube, of course, he has to, you kind of
then he's got the Kermit voice.
Yeah, he's gonna be a little more animated. Yeah. So I think a lot of people do that. Whereas,
yeah,
like I think there's that fine line. But yeah, in general, like that is. The real Nick. Like it's not like do you know where you see this a lot? Comedians, right?
Yeah, comedians. Or
they meet him in person and they're like, what the hell? Like this person isn't what I expected. They're totally different. Like they're very quiet. They're just not like that. It's like, oh yeah, that's just me when I'm on stage and doing stand-up or something. So
Drex, what'd you bring for us today?
This one actually came about due to the kind of week I had. And
oh yeah, tell me about your hard week. Tell me about all the hardships you had this week.
Well, the the thing is that quite a bit happened, and first and foremost, this is going to be about the need for shame, right? And I've talked about this with guys in the chat before, and we're gonna focus on just two groups, which is, of course, yesterday was International Women's Day, and I'll get to these.
Wimixins.
Yeah. I'll get to these ratchets, but also I'm gonna go ahead and shame these bitch made simps and these thoughts, and I'm gonna do it from a couple of angles because, like, the need for shame is how societies keep themselves intact. If you think about it, it doesn't matter if you're religious or not. So many people hide behind this veil of religion, and let's just say, at the end of the day, it's shame that keeps you, or fear, right? Or the fear of punishment, right? Those two
Yep.
things are the powerful forces that keep people's behavior in check. Once you remove that, you're left with a society of fuck shit, which is where we're at now. And before I begin, I want to give an RIP because March 9th, all the way back in 1997, 24 years ago, uh, arguably the best, if not the most talented rapper, Biggie Smalls, Christopher Wallace, was murdered out in LA. So RIP to him. I'm a huge fan, of course. He didn't leave us with that much music because, I mean, that's just the way certain people are, similar to like Nirvana. Nirvana is legendary, but if you look at their actual catalog, they didn't have very much music. But shout out to Mr. Christopher Wallace, RIP. And to get into today's episode, I was informed of a movie that I was already suspicious about, that Nick and I talked about it briefly. Coming to America, the sequel, not the original, the sequel. Where to begin? Shout out to Figback because he actually finished. I'm just going to let you guys know right now, I did not actually finish this movie. 26 minutes is what I got. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, Tim, when I tell you 20, it was literal 26 minutes of suffering. I will go on, I will say on record, Coming to America is the single worst sequel in any form of media in history. And I've seen it all. Like Speed 2, Cruise Control is a better movie than this whack shit. This is the worst. This shit is Leslie Jones' ugly ass. And she's in it, of course, and looking all manly and gorilla-ish and ghettified. And I want to talk about some things about Coming to America, because this fits into this need for shame. Is that it has a, shout out to my man Sean James for doing his own review on that. And it has a very woman-first narrative, right? Respect woman. And as we look at this narrative that, suddenly all the guys in the movie are complete fucking beta and emasculated and all that. The treatment of Akeem, the way his father, the king, James Earl Jones, his character, of course, just because basically kind of like, you're not worthy, you're not masculine enough, just bullshit. And the daughters are all, of course, they're like Wakandan queens. This movie is pure garbage. And it's written by somebody named Kenya Barris. Now, if you guys don't know who this is, he's the one who gained fame. He's a self-hating, one of those self-hating, comfortable Illuminati puppet Negroes. And of course, as you guys know, I believe strongly in social genocide. So I don't give a fuck about Kenya Barris. Because any man out there who has a beta gene in them, if you're out there on that cuck shit, you're out here saying woman first. Yeah, eat a fucking dick. Okay. So fuck Kenya Barris. And this is the thing that we got to talk about here tonight is the need for shame. There needs to be shame attached to writers like Kenya Barris. There needs to be shame attached to everyone who was involved in the making of Coming to America. And they all have to be held accountable. Okay. And blacks have to not ever be in a position where they accept being a fucking token or being emasculated. So no dresses. We're not doing dresses. We're not doing women out here leading men. None of that shit is happening. Okay. Success for men is not defined by Kenya Barris's net worth around 75 million. He has, all that. No, none of that matters. Success, when you have a dick between your legs, is defined as your masculinity. Because if someone says, hey, yo, look, I'm a multimillionaire. Well, did you perform in Hollywood rituals? Did you get bunker busted? Were you on your knees? Well, then you're not a man. Okay. We're not going to promote anybody who's out here wearing dresses. We're not going to promote people who make bullshit identity politics like Coming to America. There was a scene in this movie, Tim, that was truly disgusting to me, where early in the movie, the 26 minutes I got through, the beta cuck son, who's in, of course, Queens, has an interview with a white guy, and it's like some like white man shaming. It's so bad. It's so poorly done. It's just, like everything about this movie was an embarrassment, and it leads to a lot of other embarrassments for sequels. Like, I don't know if you guys heard about this, but Pepe Le Pew has been canceled, right?
Yep.
So no Pepe Le Pew in Space Jam 2, right? Now, Pepe Le Pew, of course, is a Looney Tunes character. He is a caricature of a thirsty Frenchman. That's who he is. He's purely just meant to be a caricature, right? And I bet you if you asked French people, they wouldn't find any offense to him, no different than Jeff Dunham with all of his little puppets. It's clearly a caricature. Yeah, everyone knows that. And from what I've heard, I believe it was Fluffy, Gabriel Iglesias talked about Mr. Dunham and his puppet show in the Middle East. Like, he's the most popular comedian in the Middle East. You wouldn't think that because you're like,
Yeah.
don't you guys find this kind of offensive? They love the fact that there's this guy who's using an absurd stereotype and using it for comedy, right? So that's the whole gag. That's the whole shit.
Yeah. I've listened to Jeff Dunham's stuff. He's hilarious. He's
hilarious. Like funny is funny. Like I said, I'm one of those guys, Tim. Look, I tell people all the time, look, man, I don't get into all this identity politics about black comedy, white comedy. No, dude. If you're funny, you're funny. Okay.
Yeah. Russell Peters is my favorite comedian.
Russell Peters is hilarious. I've seen him. I was actually introduced to him by my ex. Crazy enough.
He did a live show. He did a live show here in Calgary, not very far from where I live. I didn't get a chance to see him because, I couldn't afford a ticket, but it was a good show from what I heard. It was fun. I know a guy who works the venue. He said it was fucking hilarious. It was nonstop laughter.
Nice. Well, when I'm looking at some of these things, it's in all forms of media now, and they're even trying to cancel Eminem. But that's a topic for another day with all the cancel shit. But
Eminem canceled himself when he came out against Trump.
It happens.
Fucking
someone's political leanings don't bother me as much.
Eminem dishes punishment out to the establishment, right? Like Hollywood celebrities, pop culture icons, Michael Jackson, right? No one was untouchable to him. And then he's just out there being like, vote for Joe Biden, Trump, orange man bad. It's like, what the hell, man? That is the opposite of everything you have worked for.
I just think it was a matter of him appealing to a fan base, to be honest with you. He knows that obviously, he has black and white fan base, but in the rap community, in terms of if you are going to sell records, you need the black acceptance cards if you're a non-black artist, right? So if you go around saying pro-Trump,
you don't need to shill for Joe Biden to sell a record. Like, who the hell is going to buy an Eminem record because he's like, oh, I heard this guy shilled for Joe Biden. Well, I'm definitely buying it.
Correct. But I mean, you got people in your ear that tell you this is what people want to hear. These people don't believe all the shit that they actually say. And
probably not.
I mean, I truly believe that's what it was. I mean, in the black community, of course, that votes overwhelmingly Democrat. I get it. I'm not saying I agree with it, but I get it. So I understand what Eminem was doing. Like I said, I'm one of those people. I'm like this. Look, man, what this guy says and what he does behind closed doors is probably two different things. But what is done in front of us, like this fuck shit that is going to be called Space Jam 2, that's done right in front of us, okay? And the fact that I look at someone like LeBron James, right? So here's LeBron.
Oh, are you sure it's not President Johnson?
Oh, yeah. Lyndon Baines.
By the way, did you see what they did to Lola Bunny?
Oh, no, don't worry. I was going to talk about that too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm looking at this thing with LeBron. And once again, masculinity, going your own way, making sure that you are your own man. You're not being a tool for the machine. This is the reason why we have to shame people like LeBron James. Okay, he's a Chinese asset fucking tool.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
If he doesn't come out halfway through the movie and be like, China number one.
Seriously, it's that bad, right?
I'd be surprised.
So fuck LeBron James, and I'm tired of all this symbolism. Like, oh, but Drexel built a school. No. What did I say? All that's over now. Okay, we're the new cancel culture. Anybody that steps out of line and they want to do this femininity bullshit, they want to trade, matriarchal bullshit, socialist bullshit, we cancel them. Social genocide. No, no, no. We don't watch your games. We don't buy your shoes. We don't buy your jerseys. We completely disassociate from you. There is no more of this. Well, but there's no. Fuck them. Okay. So if I'm in Space Jam 2 and someone says, "Oh, we're talking to check out Pepe Le Pew because he's toxic rape culture," and shut the fuck up. If you don't put Pepe Le Pew in this movie, I'm not in it. Period. He's a Looney Tunes character. He's a legacy character. He's well known. He's in the movie. Period. There are no exceptions. Okay, I don't make exceptions.
That Mexican mouse. They're trying to cancel him.
Speedy Gonzalez.
Yeah.
They're gonna try to cancel everybody. It is what it is, and that goes into Lola Bunny, right?
Yeah.
So Lola Bunny got redesigned, and they want to redesign her to fit more into this modern culture, even though they have slut walks, right? They have slut walks and feminist marches where women are actually walking around naked, literally naked, not figuratively, literally naked, screaming period blood as their was it like body art or whatever the hell they call it? Whatever, I don't know, this crazy shit they're talking about.
That one bitch that did the full
art.
spready in front of Seattle
just insane shit.
As soon as every Seattle officer saw that mess that she calls a vagina, they probably were like, "Man, I was thinking of picking up Arby's tonight."
Yeah, these bitches ain't shit. So the problem I have with the Lola Bunny thing is that this is a message that needs to get said, right? This is why we always have to attach shame to all this. Like I said, I want to stick on Hollywood for just a little bit as to begin the show, because we have to shame these people out of existence. Just like they want to cancel everybody. We cancel them. And one thing I noticed about someone like Lola Bunny, if you guys haven't noticed, every single time you have men who aren't beta cuck simp manginas design a female character. We're not talking about the 2010s, 2020s, right? We're talking about if you had seen any comic, anything from say 1990 going backwards. Did you notice that the women were always attractive? I want you guys to think about something for a second. Masculinity loves and appreciates femininity, and vice versa.
Fucking hips. Look at those hips.
Well, Lola Bunny, here's the thing. Everyone who is female, whether they're animated or not, is designed for the male gaze. There's nothing wrong with the male gaze. No different than women will go out to see Magic Mike and they go out to see 50 Shades of Grey. That's for the female gaze. Nothing wrong with that at all, right? Because femininity craves and appreciates masculinity. So when we look at people like Lola Bunny that they want to cancel, trust me, guys, they're going to come for Chun-Li next. They're going to come for Cammy. They're going to come for Samus when she's in her Zero suit. They're going to come for Bayonetta, the Dark Queen from Battletoads. We got girls like Sarah Connor from Terminator 2, right? Anything sexy. Laura Croft. Anything that men look at and appreciate, they're going to try to come after and cancel. I was going to say Tifa Lockhart. Yep. Like, at some point, people need to understand, you shame the people trying to shame you. If someone says, "Oh my God, this is horrible, this is so wrong," fuck you. Okay. I want my women to look sexy. They will look sexy every time. There's never going to be a time where someone wakes up and they say, "Hey, Drex, did you see this?" They're always going to be sexy. Always. I don't ever want to see unattractive women in any form of media in which men create. Okay. Notice I said men, not males, not females. Males are betas. Men create the thing that men desire, which is what? Feminine energy, sexy female characters who are strong in their own way, not the male masculine path. They're strong in their own way, which is why I think movies like Alita Battle Angel really took hold and got that kind of box office success, where things like Terminator Woke Fate didn't do shit but cancel a franchise, right? Star Wars the same way.
I want all my media out of Hollywood exactly like Ryu of Healer now.
Yeah, I know. Isn't it great? Isn't that shit great?
That's the proper woman's place in any media.
Dude, okay, so is just great.
I've been watching so they had a new episode's coming out tomorrow. I've been watching every episode as they come out. And it's getting more and more absurd as a story, but it's basically just a poor excuse for hentai is what that anime
Absolutely.
is. It would have been much better as a hentai.
Well, that may have actually been like the idea at some point. Like, yeah, and then eventually they're like, oh, yeah, let's just try to make it like a respectable anime.
Well, yeah, it's ecchi. It's considered ecchi, but like that's what Nick was talking about, right? Like they could have just been ecchi and moved on with things, but they want to be. It's the show that wants to be hentai. And honestly, Drex, I don't have a problem with that. I want all my media to want to be a hentai.
Because it's still better than the woke shit, right? Like, you just get to a point where you get so burnt out on wokeness. You get burnt out on Space Jam 2. You get burnt out on Coming to America. You get burnt out on Ghostbusters. You get burnt out on, what is it? Birds of Prey. Eventually, you just go, I just want to see a bitch get dick slapped in the face.
Can I just see Kate Winslet's tits again, circa 2001? Can I just see that again? Is that too much to ask?
Right? And my thing is this. You look at the need for shame, the need to shame people that want to censor you, the need to shame people who want this whatever garbage society they want so that they can feel happy about themselves for canceling people. Look, you cancel people right back. That's why I always give a shout out to my girl, Gina Carano, and people like that. And then, let's face it, guys. Speaking of Gina Carano, you look at someone like Bob Chapek, the current CEO of Disney, after we got rid of the other Bob Iger. And remember this, guys. Don't blame the former coffee girl, Kathleen Kennedy, because that's all she was. She's a fucking nobody. She was placed in that position. You understand? She was fetching Steven Spielberg coffee, man. She didn't do anything. She's completely unqualified, but that's woman, because of course, as you guys know, it was International Women's Day. Even though I was asked this question though, Tim, isn't every day International Women's Day?
Every holiday certainly is.
But by modern standards, don't you get that feeling like every day is International Valentine's Day, birthdays, even if it's the guy's birthday,
anniversary weeks?
Yeah. And what is that code for? What is anniversary week code for?
I better get a lot of fucking attention every 7 days.
That's right. Spend money on me. Give me ATM, attention, time, and money, right? And I look at what's going on, and I just think to myself, you look at these kind of clowns out here, right? And it is nothing but fucking clowns who are perpetuating this garbage. The Bob Chapeks who enable this shit. Shame people. Shame, and there's lots of ways to shame. You can shame somebody who wants to promote cancel culture by canceling your fucking Disney Plus membership, by canceling anything. Listen.
Why do you even watch that garbage anyways?
Right? Well, but here's the thing, though. This is what I want to get across to guys out there. Anything that is not 100% alpha, there needs to be new standards, right? It should be this: alpha or nothing. That is our new standard. You understand? When there's a male character on the screen, he's going to be an alpha male. I don't want to hear any more of this fucking he's deferring to woman or he's beta, he's cucked, no. Alpha or nothing. Anything that does not show alpha males, we're not going to support. Period.
They're going to cancel Super Mario because he exchanges saving the Princess Peach for sex. Right?
Of course he does.
They're going to cancel him. You watch.
Well,
Super Mario's going to get canceled.
You can only be canceled if you allow yourself to be canceled, right? I mean, like I said, think about it. Someone could come to me like I've always told people, don't blame Anita Sarkeesian for ruining The Last of Us Part 2. It's not her fault. You can't blame her because ultimately,
you blame Neil Cuckman.
You blame Neil Cuckman because if a woman comes up going, you need to do this, and that, all you have to do is like this. No, just here. I want you to do this. Just go there and fucking leave. None of your opinions matter. See, that's how you end that.
That's where you heel your dick and then you cock slap her.
Might as well heel. And I would dick slap Anita Sarkeesian plenty of times. But I mean,
God, that's so fucking funny.
But Tim, we're at this point where people are afraid, and I'm like, what are you scared of? Some Twitter mob people. Listen, do you know what I can't wait for? I can't wait for there to be like some kind of a tool that actually can actually pinpoint who the person is that's sending, so that I want anonymity to be destroyed. Now, I know that's gonna piss off some people. I mean, no disrespect to my man TFM, but here's the reason why I'm against anonymity. I believe that because remember, you need accountability, right? And you have to assign shame to accountability and consequence. So when people are out here on Twitter mobs saying, respect, blah, blah," no. Now we're gonna know who you are, because I promise you, these people have all kinds of skeletons in their fucking closet, bro. Think about it. A lot of people who are out there running their mouths, Chrissy Teigen, John Legend's wife, these people got rumors, just rumors, alleged, right? Of being in all kinds of things that involve children, illicit activities with children. So these people will get exposed. That's why I don't play that shit. You have never seen me back down any of these fucking people. And when I look at things like female dating strategies, the lie of feminism that it has sold women all these years, and I always one thing. Remember this, guys. Shame these bitches. Now, you can either shame them or ignore them. I'm okay with either side. But when these women come at you talking about something, this is what I want. No. You get shamed for getting ran through. You get shamed for running your mouth. You get shamed for the slut walk. You get shamed for doing a TikTok challenge. Okay.
You get shamed for being 300 pounds and thinking you can rock.
Yeah, Tess Holiday. There needs to be shame.
In the shopping malls where they got these like bootylicious pants on.
Dude, it's not cute. Here's the thing. Now, understand this. I want to make this clear. When it comes to shame, oh yeah, Subway Jared. Yeah, fuck that dude. And when it comes to shame, guys, I want you guys to understand something. Always remember, everything and everyone has a place. So when I talk about, because people have called me a hypocrite, like, oh, hold on, Drex. On one hand, you say this, that, and the other about thoughts and blah, 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 but then yet you do blah, blah, blah. And I said, hold on now. I'm referring to different, let's call it dating strategies, right, Tim? When it comes to a situation where someone asks the question, Drex, young girl, right? Well, Drex, I'm 18, 19 years old. And how do I get marriage? Do you know what I tell her?
I've got an email.
Uh-oh.
Go on. But I've got an email.
I tell young women out there, I said, look, here's the thing, guys. This is the reason why shame is important. Because people don't change their behavior. If you want marriage, this is if you want marriage, that is reserved for virgins only. Okay? The reason why you wear white on your wedding day is because you are a virgin. And that means all three holes, because I don't want these fake ass Mormons and some of these fake Catholics who have been ass banged into oblivion. Yeah, there are people out there who didn't know about that, but yeah, I want that to be understood, because like I said, these women, listen, these women aren't all terrible, but there have been too many women who have allowed the fuck shit from other women, okay? Because they didn't shame them. When these bad women are out here to make you guys look bad, ladies, shame them. And I've said this about black men for years. Every time that the media tries to portray black men as thugs, is that no, we're going to go ahead and we're going to come out with shame. No. We're not going to allow these guys to be the face of blackness or black maleness. No. That's over. Okay. Thuggo is over. Pookie and Ray Ray is fucking over. Glorifying rappers and shit, who a lot of these dudes are a closet anyway. Fuck them. They don't represent black male masculinity. You got guys like Pharrell wearing dresses on the cover of GQ magazine. Fuck Pharrell. Okay, Mr. Neptunes. We're not allowing any of this. I told you guys, social genocide, all out war. Nothing other than alpha will be allowed. You understand? Nothing. The same goes for women. So men, everything is going to be alpha. All alpha, every fucking thing, every time, everywhere. Nothing else will be allowed. For the ladies, it's going to be all femininity. Anything less, we don't even acknowledge it. You come with some masculine energy, you come with that, so I can focus on my career. I don't need no man. You're done. You're canceled. You're canceled. Now, can you be a concubine? Absolutely. And we have a place for concubines, okay? We have a place for all the broads who out there running their mouth about all this. I can do anything a man can do. Good. I have a bukkake scene waiting for you. Okay. That is your fate, to be a spinster. Congratulations. And that's what we need. That's why I go so hard at these female dating strategies. Because Tim, you've seen these things that these broads are saying, these dating app, these Tinder profiles, right? These bitches are pregnant looking for a man. Shame, ladies. Shame. Oh, and these dudes, don't think I won't get into on these dudes, right? The passport gang, passport bros. Listen, here's my thing about the passport thing. I am all for guys traveling, exploring their options. I'm all for that. I am all for you paying for women. If that's what you want to spend your money on, like I said, I tell you guys all the time, I'm a pure libertarian. That being said, what we're not going to have is the glorification of being a trick. If you trick on hoes, hey, that's your prerogative. But telling younger guys out there that like this should be the norm, because once again, when the passport bro, this is especially for the black guys out there, when you passport bros go to these other countries, DR, Colombia, Brazil, Panama, Puerto Rico, tricking, what ends up happening, because there's no shame, what ends up happening is that the next black guy that gets off the plane who's not looking for that, they just assume you're a trick. See, just like Tim, you and I have talked about this. When women don't call out the bad women, you get to a point where guys start going, I'm just going to assume all of you ladies are co-signing this feminism garbage, right? Because I don't hear anybody calling it out. Or if they do call out, they are putting their skin in the game, right? You need skin in the game. This is the reason why we talk about shame on this channel. Shame. Because you know what happens when you don't put shame on shit? I'll tell you where you guys are going to end up. For you ladies out there. You ladies are going to end up like these goddamn IG models stuck at the NBA All-Star game in Atlanta. And you know what? They're over here living out of U-Hauls and cars they rented, maybe, or got a trick to go ahead and pay for. And you know what the beauty is? They have a GoFundMe. And Tim, do you know what I love about seeing women with a GoFundMe? This is on International Women's Day. We're so strong, independent, and amazing, but they're always looking for male resources. They're looking for dudes to trick. And I got a little number right here that really stood out, right? And it said, Americans are planning to spend roughly $50 billion for Valentine's Day in 2021, combining $27.9 billion on gifts and $21.9 billion on activities. Now, I don't know how much of that, of course, can be, really done with all the lockdowns. But when you do a breakdown of the spending, it says gifts, men 17.1 billion, women 10.8 billion. Activities, men 13 billion, women 8.9. Do you know why I'm not okay with this, Tim? Because the same bitches preaching about equality and equity and all that nonsense. They don't spend money on your black ass, your white ass, your brown ass, your yellow ass. They do not spend money on you. They all got jobs. All these women got jobs. You don't see too many housewives. And the only men that I will not shame for doing something special for Valentine's Day, even though I know it's a made up bullshit holiday, I get it. I'm not going to shame somebody who's in a committed relationship. I'll be honest with you. If you're in a fully committed monogamous relationship, I'm not going to shame you. You're in a marriage, I'm not going to shame you. But these dudes out here that are just simping for Valentine's Day, look, O'Shea Duke Jackson sent he posted a picture of guys in Poland lining up to buy flowers. Like, no, we're not buying flowers, okay? What is she buying for you, okay? If she's not buying that new gaming chair, listen, that bitch belongs to the streets. If she is not sitting there getting you that PS5, she's not securing it, or that new Xbox, or that new gaming card, whatever it is that you need or you desire, if she is not putting skin in the game, it's because she doesn't care about you. Okay? Shame. We're gonna shame women who don't spend money on their men if they work, right? We're gonna shame dudes who are out here just blowing money on these females, and there's no reciprocity because every day is International Women's Day. Okay. And when I look at things like the race baiting Meghan Markle and Harry interview, I know you guys have heard about it, right?
Oh, God.
Yeah, that garbage.
That's great.
Pure garbage.
Two fucking multi-millionaire, a multi-billionaire.
They're victims, though.
Sitting around in like a country club bitching about how oppressed they are.
They're so oppressed. They're always victims. Listen, shame on you, Oprah Winfrey. You fucking bed wench, Illuminati puppet. Shame on you.
Hot take too. That's
right.
I stole that off
on
of
Meghan Markle.
I think I stole that from Occupy Democrats logic.
Fuck
which is a great Facebook page, by the way. You guys should check it out.
Oh, absolutely. Well, shame on the ultimate
the Queen German Shepherd.
the Queen German Shepherd. Yeah. Oprah Winfrey is, bruh. Oprah Winfrey would do everything she can to tear down black men, period, masculine men, period. She'll promote gay guys, trans guys, fuckers out here promoting Desmond is amazing, right? Fuck Desmond is amazing. We don't promote that here, okay? Shame. You see what I'm saying?
So when you see
kid's
gonna put
like
a bullet in his head.
The suicide is coming. They've already had CPS called multiple times, and of course they're always cleared. And we're gonna go in on that punk ass judge, because once again, shame.
What about the fucking foster system? Do you think you're better off in the foster system? No.
Oh, it's a
the
shit
answer's
show.
Always no.
It's a shit show.
The whole calling CPS thing and doxing them and swatting them—that's bullshit. I don't agree with that.
Well, but I mean, look, there are dark sides. I had someone send me a message today. It says, boy dies in mom's care. Court jails dad for criticizing the judge who gave her custody, right? And I'm going to say the judge's name because there's actually there's a petition to impeach Judge Rachel Rancilio from 16th Circuit Court, Macomb County, Michigan, right? This dude lost his child because of a feminist judge. Because, women are always right? Even though women kill children more often than men, they abuse children more often than men. That includes sexually. Okay. So yes, Judge Rachel Rancilio. Okay. We're not, shame. Okay. The time of everyone out here just letting shit slide, because that's how we got to this point, right? Was we got here for two reasons. One, the beta simp cuck manginas. Two, the guys who didn't call these dudes out and completely fucking eradicate them. Okay. I told you guys I'm going to war. I don't respect people who don't want to go to war. Okay. I grew up fighting. Long before I ever did a goddamn YouTube channel or played sports or any of this other shit, I was out fighting. Okay. It's what I do. It's what I loved. It's what I've been passionate about.
So what you're saying is you belong to the streets.
Yeah, right? Look, Marco Huas, the king of the streets. For all my old school UFC fans, remember Marco Huas. Look, man, you need warriors. You don't need people who just sit there going, I don't agree with this, but I guess I'm just going to have to go along with it. So you're going along with Desmond is amazing? Well, Drexel, I don't want to say anything because I'll get canceled. So you have fear in your heart. If you have fear in your heart, you're fucking bitch made. I don't want you near me. Okay? Shame. You see how that works? We openly shame people.
Oh, I'm gonna shame Desmond all day.
Bitch made.
And all the fucking people. Because remember, the kid's not at fault here. It's all the fucking people. That
No. I don't blame Desmond at all. Look, I have nothing against Desmond is amazing. Nothing at all. Because these kids don't know what they're getting into, right? It's not their fault. I mean, think about it. That could have been any of us. Anyone out there listening.
Game, right? To them, it's just a game.
It's a
game. We're playing dress up. We're playing dress up. Someone
gave me a picture.
Drag queens do look ridiculous. Like, it's funny.
Yeah.
It's funny. You think it's funny. It's entertainment.
It's not. Well, someone sent me a picture of, they have all of them. They have the son of Megan Fox in a dress, the son of Gwen Stefani in a dress, the son of Adele in a dress, the son of Charlize Theron in a dress, the son of Naomi Watts in a dress, but the daughter of Angelina and Brad Pitt is, of course, wearing very masculine clothes. All this trans shit.
Someone put a picture of Colin Mockery's son in Nick's Discord yesterday. Have you seen that picture?
Nope.
Can someone find me? Yes. Can someone find me that picture and put it in the premium chat of Colin Mockery and his son?
Oh, Jesus. I'm sure it's fucking disturbing.
Oh, this is going to give you nightmares. But yeah. Anyways, continue.
Yeah, it's one of these things, guys. When I look at all these things going on, and I just really want to, as I close out the show, with two things. One, let me give a shout out to my man Epstein did Minecraft himself, who sent me a video that I shared with you guys, and it's titled "The Biggest Cuck on Earth." So this guy he has a channel, and he's talking with this girlfriend, right? A blonde bimbo. Tim, this girl estimates her body count might actually be well over 5,000, right? And he's married to her. He's married to her, a turbo thought, right? And there's no shame. And he tries to, you could see it, like he's like in denial. He's a cuck in denial, right? See, we're not allowing these guys. We're not allowing these guys to exist. Okay, this is how this works. Because when you allow this fuck shit to exist, your society will collapse, as it is, rapidly. These are the last days. Make no mistake. And this guy he's a lame. But there's something that I want to close out this show with you guys. I want you guys to really think about this. Before I did the show tonight, my brother was, oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, that guy. Yeah. From Whose Line Is It Anyway?
Okay, so that guy's a very funny comedian, but look at that fucking picture.
Oh, no, I disown that. No, I don't allow that. Nope. So what's his name? Colin Mockery? Yeah, so
Yeah.
we're going to go ahead and we're going to cancel Colin Mockery for being bitch made. I told you guys, I don't allow it. Nope. The only thing allowed is alpha. That's it.
There's
This
one.
beta shit
There's
is
one.
over.
No. There's one picture where Colin looks dead. His eyes look dead, where he's posing with his whatever that is.
Yeah, well, whatever that is, right? And I'm saying,
But,
dude,
yeah.
this is the energy you have to give off. This is where I tell guys, Coach Greg.
Yeah. Tell me that man's eyes don't look dead.
Yeah. See, but here's the thing, though. He's at fault because let's just say, for the sake of argument, that's what his son really wanted, right? Let's just, for the sake of argument, then I'm going to let you know, no, this isn't acceptable. Just like when your kid comes back from school and the teacher calls and says, "Hey, your kid is failing." You don't say, "Oh, that's okay." No, you don't yell at the teacher. No. We're going to get this shit settled. All your little privileges that you get to enjoy at home, kid, all that shit is cut off until you get this school shit settled. You understand? Masculinity, accountability. And I want to end this by talking about what I saw before I got on tonight, which is why shame is so important. Some of you guys may remember a show. I think it's actually more of like a series. They've done a few shows called Scared Straight. And Scared Straight is where they have these young youth, right, delinquents who have been, committing crimes and doing all kinds of, wanton fuckery. And these guys end up, to try to, as like a last ditch effort to keep them out of jail and to keep them on the, try to get them on the right path. They send them to the real prison to interact and engage with real criminals, the guys who are actually in that prison, right? And one of the things I noticed about the criminals, right? These guys are in there for serious crimes, right? Bank robbery, murder, double murder. These guys are serving real sentences, right? 60 years, life, double life, triple life. And one of the things that I found very interesting about these guys, they're not just punking these kids. Ultimately, what they're doing is they're shaming them. And do you know why they shame them? They shame them because they do care about them. These guys were not getting time taken off of their sentence. You see what I'm saying? They don't get time taken off. They don't get any, special shit for doing this, right? They do it because, think about it, they have never met these kids. You understand? They don't want these kids to wind up in there in prison, getting bunker busted, right? Listen, if I was a hardened criminal, I wouldn't want a punk 15-year-old to wind up in prison 5 years later getting his goddamn cheeks busted. You see what I'm saying? I wouldn't want that for him. I'm looking at this kid like, yo, dude, you have it all. I want to trade places with you, but here you are. You want to be here, right? You want to be a tough guy in the streets, not listen to your parents, right? So these criminals, hardened criminals who society says are a lost cause. How come a hardened criminal is willing to shame the youth and say, you're on the wrong path? They tell these girls don't be fast ass girls. They tell these guys not to be out there carjacking, right? Purse snatching. Okay. Shame. Okay. This is the positive shaming language when it keeps the youth from going down a path of degeneracy, going down a path of ruin. I don't want these kids to be ruined. In the last days, man, it is what it is. You can choose your path. But I mean, I got to give props to those guys that Scared Straight, because you know what? They're doing their best through shame and showing these guys the future that they could have. So that is
Man.
that, man.
That fucking show is faker than Pamela Anderson's tits.
What's that?
Scared Straight.
Oh, there's new shit now. You got to go watch the old one from like I think it was like 1970s or something.
No, because here's the thing. There's no real danger. There's no way
Oh,
the
no,
insurance
I know what
company
you're
would
saying.
allow it.
Well, hold on now. Now here's the thing. We got to push pause. You can't say it's fake because they don't allow. Here's the thing. Okay, do you want them to? If they allow the prisoners to do whatever they wanted with these youth, what do you think would happen? I want you to tell me.
They'd probably just get stabbed. Like,
Dude, they would kill for real.
Someone would run his mouth too much and he'd get fucking slapped.
Oh, yeah, dude. These dudes are not playing, man.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, if you've
I'm
ever been around a real criminal,
fuck around and find out.
Yeah, find out, dude.
You play dumb games, you're gonna win a dumb.
Yeah, you play stupid games, you're always gonna win stupid prizes. And one of the things people got to remember is that you can ask any thug, or true criminal, a career criminal. There's nothing they hate more on this earth than a wannabe thug. They're like, wait a minute, let me get this straight. So you got a mom and dad at home, and they provide for you. They
you went to a private school,
but you want to be out in the streets, right? You want to be out committing crimes.
Yeah.
Criminals don't like that because they're like, you can ask any of these criminals, they'll tell you, hey, I wish I had that growing up. I wish I had somebody who, you're right. And these guys will tell you, they wish they had someone who cared about them. They wish they had someone who shamed them for what they were doing, right? But they were in environments where they just did whatever they wanted, right? Lord of the Flies. They just did what they wanted. And look where they ended up. They ended up in a jail cell serving hard time, okay? I don't want that for these youth. I don't want these girls doing TikTok challenges, okay? And, Minister Jap made a video, you're a hood rat at best. Dude, that stuff is real. People think that Drex, come on. When I was in Tampa, going to see the Dick show, and when I witnessed this is the end, I'm telling you, I will never forget that moment. It was actually surreal in Ybor City, where I was with one of Nick's subscribers, and we sat there and talked about it. We looked at each other, looked at the scene that was unfolding in front of us, right? Just pure ghetto fuckery degeneracy, right? And then we looked back at each other, and there was this moment that we shared. We're like, dude, this is the end. Like, this is how Rome had to have looked at the end of the empire. It had to.
Yeah.
Because deep down, you're like, dude, it's over. Tim, you are in a certain place, right? You're over in Canada. I want you to imagine going to one of these places like Ybor City, these ghettos and stuff, right? And you start looking around, you're like, this is it. Because remember, this is glorified. Remember, being a single mom is glorified, right?
Oh, it's a fucking native reserve. You want to see what the end of the world looks like? It's a fucking native reserve.
Yeah, it's the end. Like you look at the black ghettos, you look at some of these native reserves, you look at the white trailer courts. It doesn't matter what ethnicity you are. They're always the way that you get this environment is to tear down masculinity. The way that you get out of that environment is to bring back masculinity. That's why there's that old thing. Remember, everyone knows the whole adage, right? It's like, strong men, what do strong men create, Tim? The good society, right?
Yep, strong.
The good society creates the weak men, right?
Yeah,
that's how it works.
It's like TFM said, it's the changing of the seasons, right? It's like
absolutely
the season.
Now I've always said that where I disagree with TFM on that is that there has to be a new way, because I don't accept my fate as, well, I'm just gonna I'm just gonna have this cycle. Fuck the cycle. It's the same reason. Like, you always hear people say break a cycle, right? Like, you hear this in the black community.
The poverty cycle.
Yeah, the poverty cycle. The hard times create the strong men create the good times create weak men create hard times, and it's a cycle. And the problem is, though, is that at what point does someone say, what if we can evolve beyond this? How much further could the human race really get if, rather than always having to reset because beta cucks, simp mangina, bitch made fucking dudes always enable the worst types of women, and then the so-called good women sit by silently because of the hive mindset and let bad women just run amok, and then they try to, this has happened time and again. Every religious book warns you about this, but no one ever listens, right? What if, for the first time, shame and hard discipline and alpha energy, only masculine energy, can create a society that will flourish on a global scale, right? You have to have a benevolent dictatorship in your own household, right? In your relationships. If you are the man, you are the head, okay? Benevolent dictatorship. Doesn't mean you're out there putting hands on people, doesn't mean you're out there abusing your power, but you are benevolent and you do make all the major decisions, okay? You still get input, but the final say comes down to you, okay? And at the end of the day, because we aren't there, we are in a situation now on a global scale of the end times. So hopefully you guys understand this. Hopefully you guys truly embrace the need for shame. So when you see young girls about to go down the thought path, stop them, because somewhere out there, I promise you, they have an aunt, they have a sister, they have some old bitch out there who's telling them, no, live your best life. I know you're 18 and you're a virgin, but go get ran through. No, we're not doing that.
Yes, queen.
Yes, queen. No. Listen, I would be a fraud if I said to smut out quality girls. We don't do that. We lead them to the right path. Now, if you see a dude who's a simp, you offer him the red pill once and only once.
I just found out today a good buddy of mine is just going full Migtown. He's just like, fuck it, I'm checking out.
Look at that.
I'm just like, do you want to buy some spinning robot pussy off of Phil?
Right?
I was just like, holy shit. Yeah, he's
Dude,
like, no, he told me, he's like, because I was telling him about this, I do the show, and he's like, oh, that's pretty cool. And I'm like, do you know what Migtown is? He's like, absolutely, I know what Migtown is. What, you think I didn't know? And I'm like, oh, well, I didn't know that about you. And he's like, oh, fuck yeah, I just completely checked out.
Tim, it's common. Like, dude, I'm telling you, the numbers don't lie. Like, yes, there's still way too many simps out there. I get it, but the numbers don't lie, dude. Tim, I'm telling you, it's catching on more and more by the. In fact, ironically enough, shame is actually being used in high schools now. That's why you've heard of TikTok, right? The teens going their own way. So now they're calling dudes simps, right? Like teens are using this term. Like, no, we're not having this damn. These dudes, these hoes are getting ran through in their teeny years, and you got simps out there buying all the roses. You got simps out here trying to play cleanup man, getting friend zone.
Fuck! I got roasted hard for that guy.
Of course you were. The dude is a
give me
fucking
a
simp.
break. Give me a break.
But like I said, if he learned a lesson, it was worth it. Just like the guy who went on all those dates, right?
Yeah.
Who collected all that data.
It didn't cost him anything, right? It didn't cost him anything real.
But you'd be amazed at how deep the simp gene is in a lot of these dudes, man.
Anyways, well, and I'm with TFM on the whole TikTok thing. Like, you have absolutely nothing figured out as a teenager, so you can't. There's no going your own way because there isn't a way that you've gone yet. You can't leave something that you haven't been to, right? Like I agree with TFM and I disagree with you on with TikTok.
Oh yeah, I get it. But here's the thing I'm thinking about though, right? If I look at TikTok through the lens of the teens who I don't want to call them blue pill, but let's just call them traditionalists, which I guess in a sense is sort of blue pill, right? If you are TikTok because you have reacted to the environment that you realize, oh, these girls that I thought maybe could be a wife one day, they're out here on TikTok. They're out here, I heard stories, or maybe you've seen it, or maybe you participated. These chicks are getting ran through and stuff. You're like, what's the point? And here's the thing. A lot of male excellence comes from the competition for wanting to get better women, right? That's where a lot of male competition comes from. They're like, hey man, I want the pretty girls, so I want to make more money. If you go in the black community, look at the drug trade, most of the reason why those guys slang dope is because they want the glitz and the glamour to attract the girls. That's what they do. So these teens, I do believe you can go your own way without necessarily, having to be in all those relationships and stuff. Now, does it make more sense to have, gone through relationships? I'm not saying you have to get burned, but just to kind of really like learn how things are, because I think that it's easier for you to navigate the leanings of a chameleon if you do that. You see what I'm saying? Like, because right now, Tim, I want you to imagine being a 17-year-old kid. You go, I'm TikTok. But what happens when you wind up being like 21, 22, and you meet some girl? You think, oh no, she's so special. She's different. Because maybe, she just the way that she presented herself, right? She's a fucking chameleon. A guy who's been through it. Like I tell you what, Tim, I can go out and about right now, go to the store. If some woman gives me some kind of compliment on my shoes or my whatever, right? Like it has no effect on me. Whereas, if I were 17, I'm like, oh yeah, no, thank you, whatever, right? I mean, you just, you're younger and dumber. But once you get to a certain level, when you've seen it all, you've done it all, you know all the games and why they're complimented, especially during the lockdowns. A lot of these bitches are broke. Like I said, these IG models have started GoFundMe's because they're broke. Because they're broke. But that's it, man.
They can't afford the webcam.
No, Tim, it's getting real out here, man. Look, what did
I
they
know.
say? What is that Isaiah? Is that the Psalm?
Oh fuck, I don't know.
Isaiah, where the 7 men will grab hold of one man and say, take away our reproach, right? We'll get our own food and do this, that. I believe it's like Isaiah, like 4:10, something like that. I'm sure somebody will correct me.
Yeah, sure. There's always someone smarter than us in the comments, right?
Yeah, there's all these biblical guys. Like I remember it being there.
Oh, they went at you pretty hard for the whole the origin of Satan thing. Remember New Year's with Phil?
Oh yeah.
Like they came after you for some of the comments were just like, man, you don't know anything about that. It's like, God damn it, that wasn't even the point he was trying to make. You guys.
No, well, here's the thing. But people, oh yeah, there it is. In that day, 7 women will take hold of one man and say, "We will eat our own food and provide our own clothes. Only let us be called by your name. Take away our disgrace." Yeah, take away the reproach, because the marriage rate is done. Right, men aren't getting married anymore because all we have left to deal with are turbo thoughts. So use these hoes as your concubine, smut them out, run through them. The few marriageable women, you got to do like Nick Rekieta and move out to the country. If you live in the city, bruh, you're gonna end up like Steph Curry. You're gonna be the victim of a bait and switch.
Well, that's the thing too. It's like if you have a heart attack, you're a dead man in the country, but it's the only place you can happily find marriageable materials. So it
really is, honestly. If you're looking in the cities, you're looking in the suburbs, bruh, it's close to none. Honestly, and that's why I give a shout out to Aaron Clary for that video where he said, guys, you need to face it. There's basically no marriageable women anymore. I mean, Tim, I shit you not, 5% is actually pushing it. I'm gonna be honest with you, 5%.
Slim to none, and Slim has died.
Slim just died. Yep,
Yeah.
That's Coach Rick Adams, dude. It's true, and these laws prove it. Because remember, now, Tim, if what I say were false, then how could the laws be the way they are, right? Because if there were so many good women, wouldn't good women be like this? Oh no, these laws are horrible, so we need to change the law. Wouldn't that make logical sense?
Right.
If there were so many good women, these good women would be attaching themselves to good men. The women would not be filing 80% of the divorces. The family court wouldn't exist, or it'd be completely different. But you don't see that because they're all complicit. See, they're complicit. This is the reason why there's shame. So the next time a female gets in your face saying that, oh, no, I'm not like the other girls, show me the skin in the game. If she doesn't have it, shame her. Okay? Shame.
Yeah.
That's what I got for you guys tonight, man.
I want to get to this email.
Oh, what's that?
Because it was exactly what we were talking about, 19-year-old virgins, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, we'll get through the email first. I want to ask you something else before we sign off. But
Okay.
This email came in with the subject, quality men in New Jersey, ? Okay, well, it reads like one of those ads, like hot singles in your area.
Oh.
Right? Anyways, so she goes to say that never had a boyfriend, virgin. Closest things she had to crushes were like celebrities and fictional characters.
Yeah.
I do want to fall in love, get married to a good man. I can clean up the house, and I'm still learning to cook. But I don't know how to pick a quality man, where to find one, or how to see if they are or aren't a good man. She lives in New Jersey.
That's rough.
The boys her age are normal guys doing sports, locker room talk, talking about politics, feminism, and whatnot. They're soy boys. They're talking like Yas Queen and women's rights and Wimixon's rights, and yeah, it does sound like Anna. And she's like, I'm not attracted to any of that. And I think we know that. We talked about that with Miss J Love, with Miss
every girl.
007.
Did you notice that, Tim? Every girl who's come on has said what? None. No woman is attracted to the soy boy.
Apparently, she talked to her mom and dad. She thought about moving to Texas for better prospects. That's not going to go the way you want it to.
Yeah, it ain't gonna be what you think it is.
Her mother gave her two pieces of advice, basically at the opposite ends of the spectrum. She first said, get a high-paying job, get your own apartment to basically be a strong, independent woman. No.
Don't.
And then the second advice was about maintaining your virginity.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So
opposite ends of the spectrum, right?
Yeah. So here's let me first address the high-paying job part. Here's the reason why you don't want to do that. Two reasons. One, by the time you do that, you're going to be much older and you're not going to be marriageable material. In order to get a high-paying job, you're going to have to adopt masculine traits, right? And two, when in terms of well, actually, let me go back to one. Not only do you have to adopt masculine traits, but understand what type of environments you're going to be in when you are chasing that bag, right? That corporate bag. And understand your standards, because you're a woman, you have hypergamy built into you. Hypergamy is neither good nor bad. It can just be bad in the wrong hands, right? Tim, if she makes 100,000, right? She's not going to want a man who makes anything less than 150,000. See? So right now she can get as a 19-year-old virgin, you can get, especially if you're attractive, you can get any man you want. The worst thing you can do is go focus on that career bullshit. And that leads to number two with obviously, retain your virginity. But I will say this. This is the advice I give all the few quality women left, especially the virgins, because they're the only ones worthy of marriage. Listen very carefully. When you want to know, how do I pick out a quality man? You have to have a guy that you trust who's older and wiser to screen the guys. Now, Tim, this used to be the father, right? This was the father's role. A father picked the man. Like, no. I don't like that guy with the face tattoos and the fucking jail record. No, not him.
And that goes back to fear and shame too, right?
Yep.
Because if you were the teenage boy bringing, the guy with the 12 gauge, his daughter home 5 minutes late from a date, right? You feared, and he's sitting on the porch in the rocking chair, right? With the rifle on his lap. And that goes back to the fear thing.
Well,
you were afraid of the consequences of fucking up.
You wanted that. Also, you didn't know it was actually a more positive validation that you were letting him know, like, hey, look, man, I see your daughter, because I mean, let's face it, most fathers don't believe any man's good enough. They just have that own bias, right? Everyone has that bias as a father. That being said, a guy does know, hey, look, when you spend some time around a guy, you kind of see how he moves, see how he treats your daughter. You're like, look, I haven't had any warning red flags go off on this guy. I did my research. Everyone in this community says this is a quality guy, comes from a good family, blah, blah, blah. Yes. Like you respect your elders and you respect the environment that this person comes from. When someone shows up and they don't have the right credentials, right? You got to be like, I don't know about that. So if a girl is 19, she can get like I said, you remember his thing though, Tim, you don't have to be like a supermodel. This is where women get confused. They project. You just need to be attractive. Does that mean you have to be smoking hot? Nope. Yes, you can land a high value man as just an attractive virgin. And when you remember, you have to put what you are and what you value up front, because there are men out there who will still get married. And that even includes red pill dudes, to be honest with you. Like, I think that the person, like, as a woman, you're better off with finding someone who's purple pill. Because I think, like, a lot of red pill guys, I don't know about you, Tim, but what I've noticed is that a lot of guys just will not get married, period. Right? That's why the marriage rate is the lowest it's been in recorded history. Like,
we're just checking out. We're done with this shit.
They're just done. So you have to find a guy who is red pilled enough, which, like I said, you have to find a purple pill guy. A purple pill guy he's gonna be a good earner. He's still red pill in terms of, like, he's seen things about female nature, but he still believes, look, man, I really do want marriage and kids. So if he found the right girl, because he has that glimmer of hope left in him, like, I don't believe she'll bait and switch. I believe I found the right one. The purple pill is the guy for a woman, honestly. I believe, because I think if you get a blue pill guy, I don't think she's gonna I think eventually, especially if she's been exposed to this content, I think she'll be able to realize, oh my God, I'm with a fucking simp. You see what I'm saying? And she won't respect him eventually.
Yeah, she says, like, I personally want a man who's handsome and nothing like Brontoy. She works out. She gave her weight. I don't need to say it. But she works out. She seems fit and healthy. How do I know if a man is good or a beta / abusive / crazy? The thing is that, and I do believe women have a very good intuition about this kind of stuff because they always have to be on guard, right? They're always on defense.
True. Well,
bullshit.
but you know, there's an easier way to do it.
You ignore the signs.
They
right?
do, and guys do it too, because a lot of guys will ignore red flags because, damn, look at that ass though. Look at her boobs though. The way, what I would always tell this girl, and I've always maintained this, the way that you differentiate, there's no easier way for a woman to determine if a guy is a real man or not than to put him in the presence of alpha males. Because alpha males aren't intimidated by other alpha males at all.
Right.
They feel a sense of bonding, a sense of unity. The beta will wilt in the presence of an alpha. I've seen it because, as I told you, Tim, with my sub, her now ex, that was like the end of their relationship, right? We were at the state fair and things didn't go well because the way I speak, I'm me, and he couldn't handle it. He couldn't handle it. And she ended up texting me like, yo, it was a huge blow because they're always going to be nice. Remember, beta males are the same as women. So they're going to be very passive aggressive. They're going to smile in your face, say they can't, it's good to see you and stuff. And I knew this. Even at the time, I could see his body language. I'm like, this guy is not okay with anything I'm saying, right? Like I can just tell, right? Because I was talking red pill shit. So when their relationship ended and stuff, I knew, I was like, yep, I'm not surprised. But he's married to a single mother now, Tim. He's married to a single mom. Do you know why? Because that's his market value. And Tim, if I were to show you pictures of this guy and show you pictures of his, I don't know, I wouldn't call it wedding picture, but I'm assuming like after the wedding pictures, so there he is with her and her daughter, right? Tim, body language matters. Do you think she looked happy? No. You think the daughter looked happy having this new simp dad? No. But do you know who was happy? You know who was grinning ear to ear? He was a beta cuck simp mangina. So ladies, you just need real alpha men to step forward and say, look, let me show you who to choose. And just like I said, if you are confused, like if you're a lady and you're a young girl out there and you're talking to a guy and you're like, but Drex, I don't know. There are alpha males out there. There are real men who really get their hands dirty. Talk to them and say, yo, look, here I am. Here's this guy. Give me your honest to God opinion of this guy. You see what I'm saying? And guys will do that. I would do that for any woman, to be honest with you. If a woman came up to me right now saying, yo, Drex, I don't want to be with a fucking simp. What do you think of this guy? I will say, yeah, bring him over. Because here's what's funny, guys. Most women I know will tell me right to my face they don't want me to meet anyone that they're involved with. And I don't know if that has happened to you guys, but we could talk about that tomorrow on the live chat. But women deep down, and this goes back to what Tim just said, women do know. Women aren't stupid. Women do know that they're with a fucking simp. And that's the same reason why, I mean, think about it. Why do you think women are like, oh, I don't want him to meet my dad? When a woman is with an alpha male, she knows, hey, I can introduce this guy to my dad because, of course, when he meets my dad, everything's going to be cool anyway because he's a real man. And my dad's going to like him and respect him the way he respects my father. The man is supposed to do what? He's supposed to replace the father. A girl grows up, she's daddy's princess. Guess what happens next? When she's the right age and she's ready to be a mother and a wife, that's why you exchange names. She has the paternal name, right? The father's name. And then when the day comes, because her maiden name is her father's name. And then what happens? You transfer that to the new man, the father. That's why girls call their man their daddy. Hey, daddy. And so what happens? He now takes the role of the father. He is now the person that is the provision and protection and the guidance and the wisdom and steers the family. That's his role. That's her role. Simple as that, man. If ladies just like would stop listening to the media and all this bullshit, they wouldn't even be in this position, man. Honestly, they wouldn't. They would just be like, "Yeah, we're good. I'm good. I'm not listening to these feminazis." Because you guys in this chat, you guys all know, anytime a woman is with a good man, there's always at least 1 or 19 hating ass girlfriends in her ear saying how he ain't shit. And every one of them is either with a beta cuck simp mangina or she's single as fuck, right? Single and bitter and miserable. That's how this shit goes, man. These bitches know what the fuck they're doing. They know these dudes ain't shit. So ladies, go get the quality man. And they're out there, like, and you guys in the chat, you guys know, man. There's a lot of guys out there that put in the work. They got decent jobs. I mean, depending on where you're at, what part of the world you're in. There's guys making, let's say, a decent living, debt free or very little debt. They got their own place. They got the resources. They're good. They're ready to be family men. But God damn it, these laws. I keep telling you that pretty soon these women have to start paying dowries, man. They got to start putting some real skin in the game, because I see a lot of guys. I talk to guys out there. Like I said, I'm out there feet on the pavement daily, and I know what guys are saying, and they're just like, "Nah, man, I'm good," because the sexual marketplace, and you guys know this, women are out here just giving it away for free. So guys are like, if I need to get my balls scratched, I got some females to do that, and they're like, marriage or serious relationship, too much risk and not enough reward. And crazy enough, this was wild, you guys. The reason why I was a little late tonight was wild enough. A 19-year-old, yeah, the ages are getting younger and younger. 19-year-old from Chicago has friends, and they're ready to get Darth Lightskin knows where this is going. They're ready to get the dick. So yeah, that's actually who I was texting earlier. The train is coming, man. Yeah, it's shit. Oh, don't worry. I'm going to get off here anyway, because like I said, we'll be back. I'll be back tomorrow for live chat Wednesday. Because you know what, Tim? I'm going to dedicate a whole section to Leximus, a whole section to talk about, and I'm going to get all the guys' reactions to this. We're going to talk about a topic that seems to come up more often than it ever should. He has a girlfriend that believes that there are lesbians. Now, you and I both know, as Dick Masterson knows, there's no such thing as a lesbian. They do not exist. Lesbians and feminists can only exist in a first world country. No such thing. They are a symptom of, like, they're the true product of the environment, right? Because Tim, you and I both know, Venezuela right now, Venezuela is now printing $1 million bills. You hear about that?
Mm-hmm.
$1 million bolivar or million bolivar bills.
Just like Zimbabwe did with their $1 trillion Zimbabwe dollar.
Yep, because it's worthless, right? It's monopoly money at this point. And I'm looking for him, Tim. I'm looking for all the lesbians in Venezuela right now, today, March 10th, 2021. I want you guys to show me all the lesbians in Venezuela right now. I'm going to just go on a fucking limb and say the number is fucking 0. Okay? Because when there's no resources, Tim, now, Tim, you've been around women before. You know women are not going to be sitting there providing for anybody, let alone another woman who's just going to sit there and take. Men are willing to do that. Women aren't. Nope.
There's one more thing I wanted to ask you about before we got off for tonight. The super straight thing that came out. Did you hear about this?
I did.
Super straight.
I believe it's beautiful.
It is beautiful.
I believe it's beautiful. Yeah, the new sexual orientation is super straight. I like the little
what's the matter? We can't make up sexual identities? Yeah.
Dude, I think that, like, here's the thing. There are people out there saying, this is trolling. But what would you call the other side, right?
Yeah, what are the other 72 genders? Is that trolling too?
Tim, Riley J. Dennis. Yeah, look that name up, guys. Riley J. Dennis literally said, you are transphobic if you don't date trans girls. I'm like, look, man, if someone doesn't want to date someone who has a fucking dick, 'cause, like Tim, you have to listen to these because, like I said, you have to actually listen to them to really see the peak level of fucking insanity. Like, let me get this straight. You are trying to
It's
shame somebody for their sexual or oh Jesus.
oh my wow.
Here's what's funny. Real talk, Coop. That's actually a good picture. I'm not even joking. That's actually a good picture. I'm being fair. That is the best picture of Riley J. Dennis I've ever seen. Well, what you can't see in that picture is that Riley J. Dennis, when talking, has the biggest Adam's apple of all time. No, look. Koopa even admits it. Koopa, am I lying? Keep it real. Is that not the absolute best pic of all the pictures of Riley J. Dennis? Be fair, Coop. That is clearly the best one. Listen, I've seen this person. Yeah, hell yeah, it's a fucking dude. Fucking tranny. Dude, guys, look this person up. Riley J. Dennis is this like super feminazi, whatever, trans activist. I don't know what the hell you want to call him. But I promise you guys, on God, that is the best Riley J. Dennis has ever looked. I promise you. Do you know what it normally looks like, Tim? It normally looks like just a fucking dude. You know when someone like okay, if you just
ma'am.
Okay, so Tim, if you just glance left to right now, right? So don't look at the screen. Look left, and you just kind of glance left to right. You just kind of like, oh yeah, that was a chick, right? Oh Jesus,
Holy fuck.
the struggle. But here's the thing: Riley J. Dennis is playing with angles and shit. But if you guys were to go on a Google search and just type in Riley J. Dennis, click images or videos, you would see this is a very you're a dude. What do you want me to say? It's like, dude, you're a dude, bro. Like, come on. Like, but here's the thing. And Tim, I
don't know what's bigger, the Adam's apple or the fucking nose.
Yeah, dude. Here's the thing. Riley J. Dennis wins as a dude because the features are masculine. You see what I'm saying? See the Adam's apple?
Wait a second. Why are the eyes so crooked?
Dude, I don't fucking know what's with these weirdos.
Like, is it just me, or is like the left eye lower than the right eye?
Look, I don't know what the hell's going on. I'm going to talk to Cress about this. I actually reached out to Cress earlier today because, and to be fair, it's not. Look, I've seen him a lot worse. Hey, thanks, Ace Brain. Oh Jesus.
Oh no. Here's Abby cosplaying as Abby.
Ouch.
No.
But Tim, here's what's crazy though. So I was talking to Cress about this, and I vehemently disagree with Cress. Now, like I said, it could be because of the environment that she's in Canada. According to Cress, a lot of the trans community, male to female, looks for women, right? And I told Cress, I said, Cress, maybe things are different in your neck of the woods. I want to have a conversation with Cress about this. In all my experience, the trans are looking for masculine men. Like I said, it could be just where she lives. Oh yeah. Okay, that's what the person normally looks like, right there. No, but I'm telling you guys, real talk, man. When I talk to people like Cress, who's trans or whatever, I think Cress might have got like the whole surgery, so got clipped down there. Fuck that. But the thing I talk about with Cress is I'm like, look, this doesn't really make sense. So you're born a male, right? And yet, so let me get this straight. You're born a male, but you want to be a female, which means you're not going to look like a real female, right? Never. But you want to be a female to date what? Women? That doesn't even fucking make sense. Stop. So like I said, it could just be Cress's environment in Canada, but everything I have seen, heard, like I said, I'm talking firsthand experience, secondhand experience, everything I've witnessed. When it comes to trannies, as a general rule of thumb, male to female transgenders, transsexuals, whatever you want to call them, right? They overwhelmingly look for what? Masculine men. Not, effeminate dudes, masculine dudes, because that would make sense. You're born a dude, you're attracted to dudes, guys won't, be with you because you look like a dude. But they're like, hey, but if I appear to be the feminine form, because men, we talk about men. And Phil talked about this, right? Men look at form. So there are guys out there who will be like this. Hey, I mean, it's good enough. There are guys out there, Tim. if you look enough like a chick and you put on women's makeup or whatever, you just basically you create the illusion of you being a regular female. They will smash. I think people need to just be much more honest and open, because Crest was basically saying that, like, Crest's point was it shouldn't matter if you like the person, but the typical talking points, right, of the trans community, like it shouldn't matter, blah blah blah. But I was like, hold on now. If you don't believe it matters, then you also shouldn't. It shouldn't matter if a dude has an STD, right? Like, oh, why should that matter? You like me? You see what I'm saying? Because when you start saying that, they're like, oh, well, that matters, because it's like, exactly. If it matters to you, the person should respect you. You see what I'm saying? But yeah, it's crazy, man. It is Tim. This talk of lesbians, bro. Do you notice when lesbians get in the bedroom, Tim, they're always trying to emulate men? Do you notice that? Everything is about, like, well, let's put on this strap on. Let's do this. Everything is trying to emulate a dude. Let's get this phallic shaped object. And remember, and do you ever notice, Tim, how often do you see two lipstick lesbians, right? Like, I'm talking, both of them look like, Charlize Theron in her prime. Virtually never, right? It's always, there's usually a one who's she doesn't have to be full on butch, but she's clearly the more masculine one, right? The tomboy, whatever. Yeah. One of them looks like Ellen DeGeneres. Facts. Most lesbian couples, if you look, listen, pull up any lesbian couple, I would say at least 90% of the time, you're going to see one who's clearly more masculine, one who's clearly more feminine. Clearly, like, it's you rarely see two like hot lipstick lesbians like you see in a fucking porno. Doesn't happen. But yeah, like I said, we'll resume this talk tomorrow, man. Because like I said, I want to bring a couple of ladies on. I'm going to talk to my girl Miss Monotone to see if she wants to chime in, and I'll also I'll ask J Love if she's around to touch on this, because she's had to deal with that topic before. So best believe these bitches are all lying, talking about some I'm a lesbian. They're not. How are you a lesbian, but you had 13 dicks? Let me ask you something, Tim. Have you ever heard of a guy? Have you ever heard of a guy in your life who said, I'm gay, but he's been with 20, 30, 50 women, right? Like it never happens the other way around. Have you ever noticed that?
Apparently Milo is coming out as straight.
Milo. He's a great troll.
No, you never see it. Never see it.
Do you notice it, Tim? It's never happened, right? It never happens the other way around.
Most gay guys are like, I knew I was gay since I was 12.
Yeah. Look at basically once they have like sexual desires, right? Like, because think about it. If you ask an 8-year-old boy, 8-year-old boys don't have sexual desires. Like, yeah, they can be attracted to women. They don't have sexual.
There's no such thing as a gay or lesbian or straight anyone who hasn't had sex yet.
Correct.
How the fuck do you know?
Correct. So the thing is like, but you know what you're attracted to, right? Once you get to a certain age, you know what you're attracted to. And
I mean, do you think you know what you're attracted to?
Well, I mean,
like, that's the thing too, is a lot of teenagers think they're attracted to these hoes that are getting ran through.
Well, but what I mean by that in terms of, I'm just talking about just your basic sexuality. Like
do tits turn you on, or do men's hairy assholes turn you on?
Correct. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
Simple thing.
Like that's what I'm saying. Like when I was a kid, when we would watch movies, I always got excited when there was nudity. Right? Like, yeah. Even Linda Hamilton in Terminator 1, I'm like, oh damn, look, titties. Like, we were like, we love the female form, right? Like from my earliest memories, I just remember like, oh my God, yeah, man, I like that.
I remember when I was 7 years old and we just kept saying the word boobies over and over again and pissing off all the adults because they were like, because they all get the stick up their ass.
Of course.
But we were just, because all the adults were like, and freaking out and everything. And we were just like, boobies. We were like, literally a Beavis and Butthead skit was going on.
Of course.
Don't make me drop kick you.
Those were the good old days. You can almost get canceled for that shit now.
You do. Yeah.
Exactly. We were just like, boobies.
It's true, man. But like this thing, like, like I said, we'll get into that tomorrow. Like, I just feel that it's funny that that's the point things have gotten to, is that people don't just acknowledge, like I said, just be honest. Like I said, look, one of my best buds, his sister is, I guess, now a lesbian. And look, that was a shock. Here's the thing: she was always a tomboy. I truly believe this, Tim. A lot of these tomboys, they only switch to women after they're unsuccessful with men. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
Dude, I saw her grow up. So this is not one of those like, oh, I only knew her for like a year. No. I saw her grow up. She was clearly, even though she was a tomboy, like she was a jock. She was always a jock. She was always attracted to dudes, right? Like if you gave her if you put a hot guy in front of her, she'd be down. And then like years later, I'm like, she's with a girl?
Apparently Disney just canceled Dumbo and Peter Pan because of, quote, negative stereotypes.
No, fuck out of here, man. Like, yeah, whatever, man. We'll have to talk about that shit tomorrow, all this cancel shit. But yeah, good night, everybody. Like I said, we'll be back tomorrow. I'll post. Like I said, we'll get going on the live chat. I'll make sure to give you guys lots of notice and all that shit. It's gonna be fun, man. Because like I said, I really want to talk to Lex and open up a discussion about that. Because it's like one of those like pervasive things, Tim, that will not die. It just won't. It won't die. It's like this endless thing of like, lesbian dude. Lots of dudes who like really know will tell you quick. I promise you they don't exist. I've had women say, no, it's not true. I'm like, and every time you talk about, in a societal collapse, and see, then they try to do this like this weird sexual almost like it's on like a slider, right? Like, oh, well, if society collapses, then she becomes straight because of her survival. But a guy doesn't. Guys don't become gay because of something happens. It's like guys don't go, oh yeah, now I'm gay. No. They either are or are not. So we'll get into that shit tomorrow, along with other random topics of crazy shit. But I hope you guys enjoyed the show, and I'll see you guys later, man. Peace.
See you guys. Stay frosty.